They want to take away our right to equalize ourselves with men by taking away our right to bear arms, and particularly to bear a semi-automatic weapon, which I need, frankly, with my weak little arm.
Me too. Because gun control laws, I heard Eric Holder say that he wants to use gun control as a way to help, quote, actually help young black men. Well, that is the worst possible, falsehood you can imagine, because gun control law has historically been used to control minorities and particularly the weakest parts of our society, such as the black community or women. We need to have tools to defend ourselves, and it's not true when they say they're trying to help us.
And Katie, you've written quite a bit on guns and women. To me, because as a Hispanic woman, I know that the people who suffered the most from Fast and Furious were Mexicans, Mexican citizens, and Hispanic Americans living on the border. Tell me why that wasn't used. Why we didn't talk about that more in the Hispanic community. I saw some commercials on Latino TV, but not a lot.
Yeah, at the same time that President Obama was campaigning and saying that he's for the Hispanic community, will provide them with what they need, he wasn't condemning an attorney general who denies a program that even existed, sending what President Obama would call military-grade assault weapons to the most violent criminals in North America.
So thousands of people.
Thousands of people dead, thousands of people will die in the future as a result. And we see this now with the gun control debate as a whole. I just find it very interesting that these criminals who go into birthday parties with 14-year-old kids and kill everyone in the room because they have a problem with their father or their mother, but women like us aren't allowed to have more than 7 rounds in our handgun to defend against a violent attacker coming into our home. The average home invasion is 2 to 3 people. You have Joe Biden out giving us advice, just blow 2 blasts on your front porch. I know Wayne LaPierre touched on this earlier, but he's giving us not only advice that will possibly get us killed because now we no longer have ammunition in our firearm, right?
We're also flat on our back on the ground.
Also go to jail. And then lately we've seen these ridiculous suggestions about how women should defend themselves from universities, saying maybe you should urinate on yourself and your attacker won't stop you. I saw someone vomit on your attacker. Use a ballpoint pen to fight back against your attacker. The Brady campaign, use a call box. And I want to tell Amanda Collins' story right now, because I'm sure some of you have heard her story on Fox News and NRA News as well. But she was a young woman, had a concealed carry permit, parents brought her up, she learned how to defend herself. She was held at gunpoint in a gun-free zone on her college campus and brutally raped 50 feet from the campus police station. And she knew no one at the police station was going to come get her because they all went home and were off duty. Now, she didn't carry her concealed weapon that day because she was abiding by university policy. And her quote that everyone's been reciting is that she was legislated into being a victim. And why we're taking away this great equalizer from women to defend themselves against a violent attacker. To me, the Second Amendment isn't just a Second Amendment right, it's a human right. Defending your life is a human right, it's not a Second Amendment right. And I always say, too, the NRA has been accused of racism and accused of lots of other things, but I say the organization that really stands up for women's rights is the NRA, not now.
Yeah. It's interesting, how's the women's movement, as an establishment, have they come out at all on this issue in the studies?
Actually, yeah, there was the Independent Women's Forum sent an op-ed that was pro-self-defense, I like to say, to Glamour magazine. And the response from Glamour magazine was that it was just being put out there as a submission to cause outrage. And so, that was something.
Stop buying Glamour magazine.
Yeah, stop buying Glamour magazine or buy Glamour magazine and hire new people to write for it.
And after Amanda's beautiful testimony, that anybody who watched it would have been brought to tears. In Colorado, you have Joe Salazar, the representative, saying that women can't really be trusted to know when they're in danger. They might whip out their gun and pop, and kill people. And then you had the Democrat senator lecturing a woman on the fact that, well, if you're attacked and you have a gun, pretty much there's nothing you can do about it anyway, so we're going to take away your right to carry an arm on campus. Look, we have got to point out that these are Democrats attacking the right of women to defend ourselves. That is flagrant hypocrisy when it comes to caring about women's rights.
Yeah, always care about choice. Always care about choice. But if you really believe in choice, then let one woman use a dog or pepper spray or an alarm system, and another woman who's very proficient with a gun, use her tool of self-defense, which could be a gun, or it could be what most murders are more than guns, a hammer. Like more people are actually killed with hammers. So should we just let women use whatever they prefer and are most comfortable with?
Well, I think we should go back to the United States Constitution, and I don't think Democrats can cherry pick and interpret the Second Amendment to be different than equal rights for all Americans, and that applies to women as well. What's interesting about the left, and like Kate said, we need to be pointing this out. You mentioned the congressman in Connecticut, Salazar, saying that women, Colorado, but he was saying all sorts of preposterous stuff, treating women in a very paternalistic manner. We have the right to bear arms and defend ourselves, but at the same time, Democrats, it's okay for women to get equal pay. They want women treated equally in the workplace, all these equal. But when it comes to the Second Amendment, you little women aren't, woman enough to handle a gun. And back to something that Katie said about the president and gun violence affecting black men. Really, if the president was concerned about the predominance of more blacks being in prison, I think it's a rate of 6 to 1 black men compared to white men, young white men, what he would do and his wife is focus on the breakdown of the black family. Because black on black crime is also decimating black Americans, and it's because they don't have a mom and a dad, the disintegration of the family.